Hello people, so we're back with the climbing mountain series and today we are climbing Sincholaagua, which is a 4,873 meter volcano. Let's begin. It all started when we entered the national park of Sincholagua. Usually when people enter the national park of Sincholagua to do the hike, they start hiking. We, on the other hand, drove with our car in this road that's not really a road. That's why people usually do it hiking. And so we were going like that, and we were slipping from one side of the other of the road. And I was in the back of the car, sitting in between all those bags that we had to do the hike. So it was an adventure of its own, but we made it. And once we made it to the point where we were going to start the hike, the road kept going for maybe 500 meters more, but my dad didn't want to go further with the car because he was kind of scared that we would destroy it. And by the way, for the footage of when we're in the car, I'm sorry, it's a time lapse, and it's actually from when we're going back down, but you can see a little bit the road. You can't see how much we were moving, and that's what, you know, is a bit disappointing. But I mean, I still included it so to give you guys a small idea of how the road was. So we got there, and in this clip you guys can see where we arrived from. We were currently getting our stuff ready, so putting on sunscreen because it was sunny, and we were you know, getting dressed and preparing our bags to be ready to anything, because I mean, it's rainy season in Ecuador, guys. So it's been raining, and so we wanted to make sure we had the necessary equipment for if it started raining. You guys can see where we're going. It's a little bit hidden by the clouds there, but yeah, that's where we're going. Also, from far away we can see the snow. So we got everything together, harnesses and our helmets too, because for security we needed to bring those for the hike, similarly to what we did for Imbabua last week. If you guys didn't see that, check that out. The link is in the description and it will be linked at the end of the video. So yeah, it was time to start hiking. It started with being, you know, nice, sunny, clouds slowly coming in, but we were okay with that because the sun was too warm. So we were like, well, we'll accept it. We'll enjoy a little bit of shade, you know, to be able to put on a sweater or something. It's okay. It's okay. As you can see, it's getting cloudier and cloudier, and it starts hailing. Yeah, it starts hailing. It was painful. We covered up, like we had gloves, we covered up our faces. It pinches, you know? I mean, you guys might have been in hell before, but like hell pinches when it comes onto your skin. And it was getting cold and all of that. While we kept walking, the higher we got, the colder it got. So the hell slowly transformed into snow. And let's be honest, snow is actually more comfortable than hell. So we became, you know, we were fine. We were just cold at that point. And I don't know if you guys remember, but for Imbabua, I said, I'm never gonna let myself get cold again. If I need to add a layer, I will add a layer. Well, I let myself get cold again. I was freezing. There was a point where it was snowing so much, okay? You guys, and snow on rocks, it's slippery. And there was a point where it got dangerous. we needed to start hiking up a wall basically. Um, and so we were like on the edge of a big cliff on slippery rocks. And yeah, we had helmets, but helmets can't really protect it, they only protect you to some extent. You know, if you fall off a cliff with a helmet, it's not the helmet that's going to save your life. When we started hiking up that wall after having added like after having, you know, started hot shots and all of that to stay warm, and we took a small snack and all of that to make sure we wouldn't lose any energy, because Sincholagua is actually known, before reaching the summit, there's supposed to be about a 30 meter wall that's basically just climbing. And we were, I think, like 10 meters away from that wall. The guide said we were 100 meters from the summit. And we could see it, we could clearly see it. The guides were trying to figure out a path to get there. And at some point, my mom was like,
guys, is this safe?
And they were like,
well, we're not sure actually.
So they evaluated a little bit more the situation, and me and Joseph and my brother, we were on a small edge on the border of a cliff, you know. And then they were just like,
you know what? Let's go back down.
So we were all so sad because we were like, oh, 100 meters from the summit. We were so close. But not a lot of people do Sincholagua. It's reputed to be really hard. And actually, while we were there, we saw two other hikers. And usually when we climb mountains, we see like 100 more or something. And we were alone. And the conditions were terrible. So we were like, you know what? It's okay. The important thing is we did our best. And we were so close to the summit that we were fine with it. And then since then, we've talked to a bunch of people. And one person told us that he tried it 3 times and made it once. And I talked to someone else. He never made it. A bunch of people don't make it. So where we made it was really good. And so we started going back down. You know, the snow was falling more calmly at this point. I couldn't feel my hands anymore. The hot shots didn't work, guys. And for the people who don't know what hot shots are, they're basically these little pockets that you shake and they become warm. So you can put them in your gloves or your mittens. So I had put them in my mittens, but I was not getting warmer. Walking, and well, as you couldn't guess it, we were getting lower, you know. Lower in altitude means warmer, and warmer is good because we were all cold. But with warmer, snow transforms into something else, and now that something else this time was not hell. It got worse. It got worse. It became rain. Yeah. At first, the rain, we were like, okay, we're almost there. I think we were maybe, 2 hours away from going back down? And so we kept going, and the rain was getting stronger and stronger. have never been that wet in my life. Like, me and Joseph, we were running because we just wanted to get out of there. It was terrible. Like, by the end, when we got to the car, it felt like if we had jumped in a pool with all our clothes on. That's how wet we were. When we got back, we were so happy. You know, we had made it back, and that's what counted, because it was a hard hike, guys. If you guys are planning on ever climbing Sincholagua, don't expect to do it in one time, because it's known to not have great conditions weather-wise. So, I mean, if you guys end up needing to go back down, don't worry. Like, I don't feel bad about it at all. Maybe one day I would do it again. The only thing is the road. Personally, I wouldn't want to hike all of that road because it's like a boring hike, since it's just walking on a road for like 2 or 3 hours. And my dad has no desire to bring back the car on that road because it just ended up with a bunch of scratches. But if I were ever to redo it, I would try it again, because honestly, it was a fun hike. Except for all, you know, the hail, the snow, the rain. But for the rest, it was a really nice hike because it was all, you know, a rocky section. And I really want to try that climbing wall part since we didn't get there. I think it can be a nice summit. It's a hard one. So good luck to anyone who plans on doing it, and congratulations to anyone who has done it. Then it was just time to go back with the car back down, and we got locked. We got locked into the national park. How does that happen, you may ask? Well, there's one road, and there's one entrance, and it's a gate. The gate was closed. When we had first entered, the guy who was there, who opened us the door, said,
"We're just gonna stay here until you guys come back, and we'll open back the door when you guys pass."
And there were we saw like, I think 2 other cars when we were at the place where we left our car, close to the mountain, you know. And so we arrived back to that gate. There was no one, and the gate was closed. There was no way of opening it. So we had drove around for like an hour and a half trying to find a way to call someone, because that too, there's no reception, there's no cellular connection when you're in nature. So we drove around for like an hour and a half in the national park trying to find a way to get out. We ended up finding a hotel type of place, and from there was reception, so we were able to call from there, but it required so much more time in the rain, and the roads were terrible. I mean, you guys will see we crossed a river actually a few times, a few rivers too, but we ended up being able to go back. So overall, guys, just when you go hiking, be prepared. And if not, thanks for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope it gave you a good idea of how climbing Sincholagua can be. If you ever do it, good luck and have fun. And yeah, find adventures to do, guys, wherever you live. It's always enjoyable, especially during a time of COVID. I seriously recommend trying to find a way to connect with nature around you. Just enjoy life, people, and see you next week for the next video. Comment down below if you've ever experienced something similar in the mountains or in life.